Thanks for coming back to the channel. Today's the big day. I'm fixing to go get this thing unlocked. It's got 571 miles. It's about 40 miles to the dealer. And so, gonna get it unlocked. But anyways, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like button if you get something out of it. I'm gonna talk about financing a bike like this, exactly what it cost me a month, what I put down, the interest rates that I found. So stay with me, and I'll get with you as soon as I get rolling. So I'll tell you real quick how I got this bike. I owned a 2019, and also before I start here, I'm going to have this bike unlocked today, and I'm going to show you exactly how they do it. The mechanic's going to give me access back there, so you'll get to see exactly what's in the process of unlocking the bike. They'll take off the 8,000 RPM restriction. Let me explain this bike to you, try and describe it real quick. It'd probably be like riding a KX250 with 200 horsepower. It's just so brutal the way it goes. I mean, everything it does is just fast. But anyway, so bring up some other stuff like credit. Okay, my credit is really good. The economy has been taking a shit, crap, excuse me, and the interest rates have been going up. So I'm watching this bike. I had my deposit on it, and at the time when I put my deposit on it, I could have probably gotten like 3.5% money. Okay, 578 miles. Wow, it's about 35 miles up there. I had good credit, 800 beacon score, and when you go to buy something, the beacon score, or you go to insure something, your beacon score tells them everything really they need to know about you. Now you can't have, I mean, I don't want to say you can't, but you need to have a good, really good credit score and a average debt to income ratio, because if you've got a high credit score and you put on your application you make $6,000 a month, but your bills are $5,400, it's a problem. They'll look at it and say, hey man, like, unless he's got $150,000 in the bank, this guy's like a job loss away from losing everything. So a bunch of credit cards, 1 or 2 power sport loans, like one for a boat, one for a motorcycle, and 3 cars. I mean, they look at all that. But I said, hey, I've got a 750, 800 beacon score, which it was like, I think it was 799 actually. And they said, look, you can get BMW's best rate. I said, well, what is that? They said it's 8.8. I started laughing, so I went out, got my phone, and I'm running 8.8 by 27,000, and the payment was something like, I don't know, $660. I'm like, there ain't no way. Anyway, so I knew I could beat that, so I go to my credit union and I said, hey, I need a loan. Well, they've loaned us before, and we pay like clockwork. I mean, pay like slot machines. So anyway, they offered me 5.8% interest. I ended up putting $7,000 down, which I'm going to put the buyer's order on here. I paid like $27,059 for the bike. The assembly and prep was like $1,000, $993, $995. You should be seeing that on about the second or third line down. And anyways, the sales tax. Now, if I would have traded in my bike, they wanted to steal my other bike from me and give me some crazy number. I sold it outright and got $11,000 for it. So if I would have traded in the bike, I would have saved, I live here in Texas, I would have saved the 6.25% on the sales tax of what they gave me for my old bike. So if it had been 10 grand, it'd been $625 I would have saved on the sales tax. Anyways, I had to pay full boat sales tax. I think it was like $1,700. It come up to $30,059. So I put down $7,059, and I ended up getting the interest rate at 5.8, which, let me explain that. That's still high. 2 years ago, before Uncle Joe got in there, you could get money at 2.8% all day long. And the last motorcycle I had, I think it was 2.6, 2.8. So in 2 years, it's jumped, for me, double. And for a lot of people that aren't real good with shopping their credit, and if you have sketchy or marginal credit, you're going to have to, cool guy, you're going to have to take whatever interest rate they can get you. I can tell you, I've got a friend that owns a Kawasaki shop in Plano, and me and her were talking about Kawasaki's financing. They sell Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia. Kawasaki's got some pretty aggressive financing. Let me tell you what I did. I financed this bike for 72 months with $7,000 down, okay? 72 months with $7,059, I think, down. You should be seeing that. And if I would have financed it at 8.8, it's like a $2,300 savings just in the interest. But my theory is on any of this stuff, especially when the times are bad, I marry the bike like you and your wife get married, and I date the interest rate. Let me explain that. So I buy the bike, I suck up the higher interest at 5.8, okay? Now, my credit's good enough, I can go to any bank, any credit union. You might have to join and be a member of the credit union. A lot of times cost you $100, but it saved me here $2,300. So anyways, getting back to talking about the interest rate, what I mean by date the rate is I'm not locked into that interest rate. I mean, I am for now, and it might be a good interest rate depending on what the economy does the next 2 or 3 years. It could get a lot worse, but at some point it will get better. And when it does, I'll run down there and I'll refinance it. I won't refinance it for a half a point, but 2 or 3 points, yeah. I mean, you're talking about, I could take that $389 a month versus, I think the 8.8 rate was $419 a month. So it was like, I want to say it was $32 a month difference. So I'm going to live with it the way it is. That's a really good interest rate, especially for the way the economy is right now. But at some point, I will go back down and refinance it. And when I do that, last time I did it on my other bike, I went and refinanced it and ended up shortening it. I think it was about a year, and the payment stayed the same. Or it might have been 2 years, but the payment stayed the same. So what you really need to take away from it, if you've got a 560, 580 beacon score credit, and you can find out, it's real easy. Just go to one of these credit apps, Experian or one of these other ones. But you really need to take care of your credit. And the big deal there is too, if your credit's real good, typically your insurance, you can get excellent insurance rates. My insurance on this is like $88 a month. Some people will say, wow, that's high. That's $88 a month for real full coverage, not just what they call full coverage and no comp, no collision. So no matter what happens, if something happens and that person don't have insurance, my comprehensive will cover it, theft, all that. So I'm happy to pay $88 a month. Gotta get by these trucks. I don't like rock chips. So hang in there with me. We're at 591 miles. When I get to the dealership, I'll show you exactly what happens, how they unlock them. 2 miles to go, 598. We're almost there. 600, they can unlock it. I'm headed to the shop right now. It just seemed like yesterday I picked this up and it had like 1 or 2 miles on it. What, this is a crazy bike, man. I can't imagine redlining this thing at 14,500 RPM. It's already brutal. I mean, 599, almost there. So you anticipate wanting to get it unlocked, but I tell you what, it's even been fun locked. Unlocked, it's going to be hooligan deluxe, man, off the chain. We should be crossing that 600 mile. It's weird because the way my brain works, I'll always remember where the 600 mile mark was on my bike when I go down this road. What, see that American flag? Come on, 600. No? There it is, 600 miles. We did it. Woo, it's gonna be wild. I'm gonna have to learn how to re-ride this bike. I can only imagine, because you come out of a corner and punch it in this Race Pro 1. I've got it on like lowest wheelie control. Maybe not the lowest, but about middle. It carries that front wheel till basically you set it down. Have to have a lot of restraint with this bike, I can tell you that. There's gonna be a lot of people get killed on these. I mean, it's pretty wild bike. When I get to the dealership, I'll show you what they do to unlock it. Here we are at Denton Cycle Center. Paul's the BMW technician. He's going to show you what it takes to unlock the 600 mile lockout. So this bike's got 614 miles on it. He's got it connected to the computer. It's reading the, looks like it's reading the VIN number. Will it have any map, or not map updates, but any update software updates?
If it does, it shows us in there, but usually it's usually the software updates you only do them when you have an issue with the bike, or BMW says, you know, try this, because there'll be sometimes you'll have some connection issues with like your TFT or your lens system. Yeah. And you'll do in the software update and it fixes the problem. Okay. That's usually when we do it. That, or if the bike is, say, 10 years old and never had one done, it's good to get it updated just so it has all the new software in the system. Right.
Y'all look at the shop up here, how clean this shop is. Very nice. Very.
Don't mind my area.
It's cute, man.
This new version of their software takes a while to connect. It goes through and basically it's connecting to every single ECU on the bike and accessing it. Right. And now it just takes a lot longer than it used to. Yeah. That brake light fault will come up almost every time we bring it in.
I changed the
BMW, well, even when guys change the lights that come up, BMW knows it's a problem. They're working on the software update. Okay. It's been like a year now and we haven't heard anything about it.
Okay. It's been a really fun day, man, getting to see what it takes to unlock one of these, which I knew it was a computer deal. But anyways, I appreciate you riding with me. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like it if you got something out of it. I'm no finance expert, but I can tell you, if you got good credit and you take care of your credit, it'll take care of you. So get you a credit app if your credit's a little edgy and start working on it.